You want to speak English fluently, right? But every time you try to practice, you feel stuck because you don't have anyone to talk to. No partner, no teacher, no speaking environment. And honestly, this is the reason most learners stop improving. They think speaking is only possible when someone else is there to talk to. But here's the truth. You can improve your speaking by yourself. You just need the right methods. Methods that actually train your brain to think and speak in English even when you're alone. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you in this video. Today, I'll share simple, practical speaking techniques that you can use anywhere. At home, in your room, while walking, even while doing daily tasks. These are beginner-friendly, real strategies that actually work, not complicated exercises or boring rules. By the end of this video, you'll know how to create your own speaking environment, how to practice like a real conversation, and how to make speaking a natural part of your daily life without needing a partner. So let's start with the first technique, but before that, I want you to understand this one powerful idea. You don't improve speaking by waiting for the perfect situation. You improve by creating practice opportunities for yourself. All right, now let's move to the first technique. The first technique is called shadowing, and it's one of the fastest ways to improve your speaking when you're alone. But most learners do it the wrong way. They pick long videos, they repeat whole paragraphs, and then they get tired and quit. That's not shadowing. That's torture. Real shadowing is simple. You take a very short audio clip, a clip of 1 or 2 sentences, and you copy the speaker exactly the way they speak. Their tone, their rhythm, their pauses, their emotion, everything. It's like you're acting for a few seconds, not studying for hours. For example, imagine you're watching a movie scene and the character says, "I can't believe this is happening." You don't repeat the sentence slowly like a student. You copy it exactly like them. "I can't believe this is happening." Same speed, same feeling, same style. This trains your tongue, your mouth, your pronunciation, and even your confidence. And the best part? You don't have to understand every word perfectly. You just follow the sound like a child learning their first language. Let's do a small shadowing practice right now. I'll say one simple sentence. You repeat exactly after me, matching my tone. I'm ready to learn. Let's do this. One more time. I'm ready to learn. Let's do this. Now another one. I want to speak more naturally. Repeat again. I want to speak more naturally. See? Short, simple, and effective. If you do this for just 5 minutes a day, your speaking will start sounding smoother and more natural because you're training your brain to feel the language, not memorize it. And once you master short sentences, you can slowly move to slightly longer lines. But always remember this rule. Shadow quality matters more than shadow quantity. One well-shadowed sentence is better than 10 rushed ones. All right, now that you understand how shadowing works, let's move smoothly into the next technique because speaking isn't only about copying others. Sometimes it's about creating your own English. Now let's move to another powerful technique, and this one is so simple that you can do it anywhere. Technique 2, daily self-talk. A lot of learners think self-talk means standing in front of a mirror and giving a long speech. No, that's not practical, and nobody actually does that in real life. Real self-talk is short, natural, and very easy. Self-talk simply means talking about what you're doing, what you're thinking, or what you're planning in English. You don't need big sentences, you don't need perfect grammar, you just express simple thoughts in simple words. For example, imagine you're making breakfast. You can say things like, I'm making tea, I'm cutting the bread, I need to leave in 10 minutes. That's it. These tiny sentences may look small, but they train your brain to switch to English automatically. You're not waiting for a partner. You're not waiting for a perfect moment. You're practicing while living your normal life. And if you don't know what to say, just describe what is happening around you. If you're about to open your laptop, say, "I'm opening my laptop now."
If you're getting ready to go out, say, "I'm getting dressed." If you're thinking about your day, say, "I have a lot to do today." These sentences are easy for your mouth, comfortable for your brain, and perfect for building fluency. Let's try a quick self-talk practice together. I'll say a sentence, and you repeat it after me, just like you are thinking it in your daily life. Now, repeat after me.
I'm learning English step by step. I want to get better every day. I can do this. See how natural that feels? You're not translating. You're not studying. You're thinking in English. And once this becomes a habit, speaking stops feeling scary. It becomes normal. All right. Now that you know how to use self-talk, let's move to another technique that actually feels like a real conversation, even when you're completely alone. Now, let's move to a technique that feels almost like having a real conversation. Technique 3, question and answer practice. This method is very powerful because your brain learns two skills at the same time. Number 1, understanding a question. Number 2, creating an answer quickly. In real conversations, you don't get time to prepare. Someone asks you something, and you have to respond immediately. This technique trains exactly that skill. And the best part? You don't need another person. You can ask the question yourself and answer yourself. But keep it simple in the beginning. Start with easy questions like, what did I do today? What do I like to eat? What is my plan for tomorrow? After asking the question, don't overthink. Just answer in the easiest possible way. For example, you ask yourself, what did I do today? And then you answer yourself, I woke up early. I went to work. I learned something new. Or you ask yourself, what do I like to eat? And then you answer yourself, I like simple food. I enjoy rice, chicken, and fruits. You don't need long answers. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need to speak clearly and naturally. And once you feel comfortable with easy questions, you can move to slightly deeper ones, like, what do I want to improve in my life? What makes me happy? What is something I'm proud of? These questions help you think in English, not just speak English. Let's do a quick question and answer practice together. I'll ask a question, and you answer it in one simple sentence. How are you feeling today? What is something you want to learn this year? What did you do in the morning? Excellent. This type of practice builds fluency because your brain learns to respond faster. You stop translating. You start speaking naturally. And when you finally speak to a real person, you'll notice you're more confident, more comfortable, and more ready. Now let's move forward because you don't always need questions to practice.
Sometimes the things around you are enough to create amazing speaking opportunities. Now let's talk about another technique that is extremely simple but unbelievably effective. Technique 4. Describe what you see. Most learners think they need special topics or advanced vocabulary to practice speaking. But the truth is, your surroundings are already the best practice material. Everything around you can become a speaking exercise. Your room, your desk, your clothes, your food, even the street outside your window. You just look at something and describe it in easy English. For example, look at your table and say, "There is a cup on my table. It looks clean. I'm using it right now." Or, if you're sitting in your room, you can say, "The light is on. My phone is next to me. The window is open." Super simple sentences. Nothing difficult, but this trains you to speak without waiting, without translating, and without planning. You can even describe actions, your own or other people's. For example, "I'm opening the door." "Someone is walking outside." "The fan is moving slowly." This technique improves your fluency because your brain learns to connect English words with real objects and real situations, not with translations in your native language. Let's try a quick practice together. Look at something near you right now. Maybe your phone. Now say these sentences with me. My phone is in my hand. I can see the screen clearly. I'm using it to learn English. See how easy that is? You didn't need a topic. You didn't need preparation. Your environment gave you everything. And the more you do this, the more your brain starts thinking in English automatically, because you start describing things naturally, just like native speakers do in everyday life. Now let's move to another technique that pushes your speaking even further by helping you learn from your own mistakes in a very simple way. Technique 5. Record and review. Most learners avoid this because they feel uncomfortable hearing themselves. But trust me, this is one of the most powerful habits you can build. Here's why. When you record yourself, you can finally notice things you normally miss while speaking. Your fluency, your pauses, your pronunciation, your speed. Everything becomes clearer. And don't worry, you don't need long recordings. In fact, short recordings work better. Just record 30 to 60 seconds every day. Pick a simple topic like my day today, my favorite food, something I learned recently. Speak naturally. Don't try to sound perfect. Just talk. Then listen to your recording with one goal. Fix only one small thing. Maybe you paused too much. Maybe you spoke too fast. Maybe you repeated one word many times. Maybe your voice sounded too low or too flat. Whatever you notice, choose just one thing and improve it the next day. If you repeat this every day, your progress becomes automatic. And here's the best part. After a week, when you compare your old recordings with your new ones, you will be shocked by how much more confident, clear, and natural you sound. Let's do a small guided practice right now to get you started. Choose a very simple topic. For example, my morning routine. Now speak for 20 seconds. Don't worry about mistakes. Don't stop. Just talk. After that, listen to your own voice and ask yourself,
Was I speaking too fast? Was I speaking too slowly? Did I get stuck on any word? Did I sound confident? Pick only one thing to work on. Not 10, not 5, just one. Small improvements done consistently create big results. And once you build this habit, your fluency starts improving faster than you expect. So now you know the truth. You don't need a partner, a perfect environment, or a special situation to improve your speaking. You already have everything you need: your voice, your thoughts, your surroundings, and a few simple techniques. If you use even one of these methods every day, your speaking will not just improve, it will transform. And it won't happen because you studied harder. It will happen because you finally started practicing in a way that actually works. Before you go, I want to hear something from you. Tell me in the comments, which technique are you going to start with today? I really want to know. And if you enjoyed this lesson, make sure you subscribe to
Learn English Audiobook.
so you don't miss any future videos. We learn together, we grow together, and I'll be right here to guide you step by step. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.